Hey! So today I'm gonna be doing a makeup look. Now, I did spray tan myself this morning, and then my lovely cousin that does not do hair washed my hair. And so I have little water droplets all over here. But that's okay, we're about to put makeup on. So I'm gonna do like a super dewy, bronzy kind of like summery look. Okay, so I have moisturizer on my skin. I just cleansed and moisturized this morning. So first things first, obviously prep the skin. I'm going to do this, it's like a Lila V Set Refresh and Hydrate. It's like a little face mist. I don't know if you see that. Hello, okay. I'm just gonna take it and just mist my face out a little bit. And then I'm going to fill my pores with Tatcha Silk Canvas. It's a fave. I just take about this much right here on my finger. I'm not gonna just rub it around my fingertips. And I just put this kind of right here and right here on the center of my forehead where my pores need some filling. And you wanna like swipe this up because your pores open up downward. And so swiping it up kind of like helps make sure that they are getting filled and it will have a silk canvas, like the picture says. Okay. Then, so I am going with a more dewy look. This is kind of like scary for some people. I have very like normal combination skin. This is a primer oil. See that? So I'm just gonna take a few drops, literally like that many, like 3 drops. I'm gonna rub it around my hands, like kind of warm it up. And I'm just gonna press it into my skin, like on the bottom half of my face and on my forehead. And just where like you might be a little bit on the dry side. And then like pull up. You never wanna pull anything down because that will cause wrinkles. No one wants that. And I've had this for like literally 6 months, and this is all I've used because I literally just use like 2 or 3 drops. I'm probably gonna mix. So this is a Charlotte Tilbury, the label is rubbed off, but it's a primer. It's like a BB cream or CC cream almost. I really can't remember what it is, but it looks like this. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna probably mix that with some Dior Forever foundation, just because I don't want like tons and tons of coverage. I'm just gonna like put some on the back of my hand and then a few squirts of that. I'll usually like take, like if I mix anything on the back of my hand, I'll just take like the tail end of a eyeshadow brush and just like kind of swirl it together like that. And then this is the brush that I bought, so I'm gonna take it. And I personally don't put foundation anywhere that I know I'm gonna go in with concealer because I don't like the look of just like tons and tons of product. I don't like to look cakey or like you can like write your name in your makeup. So I'm just putting like a light coat of foundation really. And I don't mind if my freckles show through or any of my imperfections show through or anything like that. I'm a firm believer makeup is supposed to just enhance your features that you already have, not like, I don't like to look like a completely different person. I used to be like that. I used to love piling on makeup and all this winged eyeliner and all this eyeshadow, but I don't know, I guess the older I get, I just like to look like myself. I'm just gonna enhance what features I already have been given by the Lord. I'm really weird about ears. I put foundation on my ears just to like blend them because I don't like when people like put their hair behind their ears and they have this like foundation line going like this because it's like super white or super red ear. I'm like, come on girl. So I just kind of like coat my ear. I know it's probably weird, but. And now all y'all are gonna be looking at people's ears when they pull their hair back. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with some concealer, and this is a full coverage concealer, but I like for my under eye to look, you know, really smooth. So I'm going in with Tarte Shape Tape, Light Medium Honey. So same thing with like over product and like over foundation and stuff like that. Same thing with concealer. I don't like to over conceal. I'm literally just gonna put like a little bit there. I didn't bring a beauty blender or a makeup sponge, so I guess I will use my foundation brush that I just used, and I'm just gonna like pounce it like as if it were a sponge. I'm just gonna kind of throw a little bit on my eyelid. And a little bit of that stuff goes such a long way. That's why I just do like a dot. I don't do the whole like giant V like of concealer and then like try to blur it all out and then it just looks like half your face is concealer. I don't know. That's not my thing, but if it's what you do, then do you. Highlighting is anything you want to bring forward. Contouring is anything you want to pull back. So I like for my under eyes to be bright, like so that I look awake, so I don't look like I'm exhausted like I am most of the time. So we're going to highlight the under eyes, and when I put it on my eyelids, that's really just to like kind of prep my eyes for eyeshadow. It's just kind of like two birds, one stone. And then my forehead here, I want to bring forward, but I have a very giant forehead. So I contour my forehead a lot. Like literally I call it my 5 head because all 5 fingers fit on it. So I'll contour around my forehead and then a little tiny bit right here and then my chin. I'm also very self-conscious about my chin. So I like to put a lot of, you know, bronzer and contour down there, but I mainly bronze. I don't really like contour a lot. Now I'm gonna go in with, this is one of my favorite, actually my absolute most favorite bronzer. It is by Shanae, meaning Chanel, but it is amazing. It is pricey. I think this goes for like $58, but I mean, it lasts me like 2 years because I literally like take it, and this is the brush I use with it. This is a Morphe E5. It's like a super thick fan brush, like thick short hair fan brush. So I can really like get in there and buff it out, but it's also like wide enough to where I can just make it look like really diffused and it's really pretty. So I just take this brush and I'll roll it around like this. And then I'll start here and I'll just go down. I learned a trick on, I think Scott Barnes, I think. He said when you're doing your, like contouring your neck, don't like go like this and like make all these funny faces because that's not how you are in like everyday life. So like when I go like this and try to contour underneath and then let my neck down, the product isn't really where you thought it was. So just look normal in the mirror and place the product where you want. I also don't use a lot of powder. I don't set my face. I don't bake. What I'm gonna do, I love this brush. It just came in my like Morphe Jaclyn Hill little kit. This is the JH06. It has like a slight angle to it, but it's like super fluffy. Like it doesn't have a lot of structure to it. I can do like multiple things with it. So what I'll do is I'll take this Fenty Beauty, the lavender powder, It has like, it also smells like heaven. It has like a purpley tint to it. I don't know if you can see that. So I'll just take a little bit, and I'm literally like, I have a little bit in my cap, and I'm like gonna tap off like almost all of it. Like, y'all know if you can see, like I have almost nothing on my brush. I'm just gonna like do a light sweep with a little bit of powder. Not a ton. Because your under eye is already so dry. You don't wanna like dry it out even more. I like to look a little bit more moisturized and alive than just like a flat matte like finish, I guess. So now I'm going to take this bronzer, and this is a powder, but this is gonna help like sculpt a little bit more. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. This is just a big fluffy brush, roll it around. And I'm gonna kind of like follow the same thing that I did with my Chanel bronzer, but not go like as deep and as high and things like that. It's just kind of like concentrate it. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows really quick. My eyebrows are microbladed. Shout out to my girl Chelsea with AK Aesthetics. She just microbladed them 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I really don't have to do a ton. Ouch, on my nose. I'm just gonna like brush them up and just kind of fill in maybe just kind of what came off. I just went for my initial visit. I have to go back in like 4 weeks. Oh shit. I have to go back in like 4 or 5 weeks to do like a touch up. And so it'll, you know, kind of stick a little bit more. Now I'm gonna move on to my eyes. I love this palette. Wow, one of them broke. But my mom got me this for my birthday like a year ago. This is the Urban Decay, I don't know what this is called. Oh, Born to Run palette. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. I love the packaging. I love all these photos of just like vacation and stuff like that. It's messy and gross, and that guy broke, but this is kind of what it looks like. Okay, so something that I like to do, which makeup artists out there will probably be like, what? But I take my bronzer, my powder bronzer, and I use this as my transition shade. Just to like tie all the colors together. So that my face looks like as natural and like as, you know, sun-kissed as possible. So this is just a big fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna use my Laguna bronzer as my transition shade. And just kind of swirl it around. And she'll wipe our motions. Kind of like drag it down to the outer corner. I kind of like bring it like up and out, like in a, kind of like flick it outward, just to give it kind of a cat eye effect, I guess. And then I can build on that, but I already have the same kind of color and tone from what I have on my face and my eyes, so that way it's all kind of tied together. I like to like bring the eyeshadow kind of like down toward my nose. That might freak some people out too, but I feel like it kind of hollows out my like eye sockets, I guess. So if you have like it hollowed out in here and then kind of fanning out here, your eye just looks very, I don't know, slanted, cat eye, sultry, mysterious. Yeah. So I do that. And then I'm gonna pick up my Urban Decay palette and take a different brush that's a little bit like more tapered, but still fluffy. And I'll probably do the Riff, this shade, and probably Good Is Gone. So I'm gonna like go kind of back and forth, tap it off. I'm just gonna keep it right here, as low as possible with this giant brush, because this brush is more for like blending. I'm just gonna kind of focus on the outer corner here. Same thing, kind of flick it up. Just deepen that crease just a tad. And when you're doing your eyeshadow, you shouldn't be like holding it and like going like this, because when you go like this, your eye has like one shape, and then when you let it go, your eye has a different shape. Same thing, like I said, with like your neck contour earlier. So you want to like hold your brush kind of like 3/4 of the way down and just look down at your mirror and just look at your eye just like you would be like looking at somebody. I'm deepen that outer corner just a pitch more. I'm gonna take a different brush. I'll probably go in with just that Good Is Gone shade, which is like a darker brown shade. And I'll probably just put that kind of like right here. Back to the bronzer and fluffy brush to just like buff everything out. Make sure I have no like weird lines. Kind of go over everything. Just blend it all together. Cute. I mentioned that we were doing like a bronzy kind of bronzy, dewy kind of look. So I am gonna pop a little bit of like a shimmer on my lid. I love the shade Smog in this palette, and I kind of mix it with a little bit of Stranded. So Smog is more of like a darker cool tone brown, like foiled eyeshadow, and then Stranded is more of like a golden. So I literally take my finger and go like this, and then like this, and I did that a little bit here. I'm just gonna like pat, 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 pat. Just right on the center. You don't want to bring any of it over here because you're going to cover up all of that darkening and contouring that you just got done doing. So now I'm going to just go with some eyeliner on my waterline. This is the Marc Jacobs Row Cocoa. It's like a brown. I don't like black because I feel like that's just a little bit too harsh. So I'm just going to barely pull my eyelid down. Since I did kind of like touch my lower lash line, I'll just grab this brush again that I used to kind of like dust the powder and just make sure it's all stipple buffed out. Yeah, like a pencil definer brush. This is the JH43, again with Jaclyn Hill. And I'm just gonna kind of like work backwards. So I ended with Good Is Gone, you know, up here. So I'm gonna start with Good Is Gone up here. Kind of dip into that and buff it. And I'm not bringing the dark eyeshadow on the bottom like all the way to the center. I'm just kind of like feathering it like 3/4 of the way down. Then I'm gonna grab a brush. It looks kind of like this. It's like a fluffy buffer brush, but it's like smaller. This is the Morphe. Don't know what it is because it's rubbed off. And I'm probably gonna just go back in with my bronzer again. Just like I said, because I like all the colors and tones to kind of match, and bronzer is a pressed powder, so I feel like I like to use makeup that's multi-purpose. So we're just gonna buff it out. This is just gonna help everything look super blown out and super natural. Cute. All right. And then I'll go back in with my big fluffy brush and just same thing, just kind of buff everything out. I don't like to do highlight on my bare bone. I feel like that looks kind of fakeish, but hey, that's just me. Sometimes I'll do like a little bit of an inner corner highlight. In this palette, there's a shade called Breakaway. It's like a satin. It's not like a shimmer, and it's not really like a matte. So I might just pop that just kind of right there, just to open my eyes up a little bit. Okay, and then we'll go in with some blush. This is the Narcissist palette. This is a NARS like highlight and blush palette. I like the shade Exposed, I think. This shade right here. It's like a rosy pink color. And I'll just kind of take it. And I'm just gonna brush upward, starting at the apples of my cheeks. Not a ton. You don't want to look like a clown. Another Scott Barnes trick that I love to do, if I feel like it, and I guess I will since I'm talking about it. I'll take a clean, fluffy brush, again with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH30, and I'll dip into the blush that I just used, just a little bit, and I'll kind of like hit the crease, just a tad. Like that, and then just kind of right underneath your eyes, just right over everything like you just did. And again, it just kind of ties all your colors together. Just because it's a blush doesn't mean you can't use it somewhere else on your face. So now the last thing face-wise would be highlight, which I also love to do. I don't really use like highlighters. This is it's a translucent glow powder. And so what I do, it kind of looks like this. I like this on the cap. I usually keep these on my vanity at home, just in the cap like this, just sitting on my vanity, like all of my powders. My Fenty Beauty, my Laura Mercier. So what I do is I take a fan brush and I'll just kind of like, almost like just tickle like the perimeter of your little pile of powder, and then tap tap. And then I'm just gonna hit the high points. And remember, this is just a translucent powder. This isn't like necessarily a highlighter, and it gives me just the right amount. I like it because it's so finely milled, and it's not like you're digging into like a pressed powder that might have a lot of chunky glitter in it. And it really just gives you like an inner glow, like you're, you know, just stepped off the beach. And I kind of like mix it in with all of my blushes and bronzers and things like that. Okay, I'm gonna set my face before I do my mascara, only because I find that when I do my mascara and then I go to set my face, I kind of like go like this when I spray whatever I put on my face, and my mascara gets like all over the place. So I'm gonna go in with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. This is like a little small one I picked up when I was on vacation last. So I'm gonna spray my face. Let's range of motion. Okay. And I love this because it is really dewy, like it says, dewy skin mist. And it gives you like a glow from within, just like, you know, you just came off the beach and ready to have some fun. I'm gonna go ahead and set my brows. This is just Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Just glue these puppies down. Sometimes I'll look in the mirror throughout the day and I'll have a hair going sideways. I'm like, forgot my brow gel this morning. Cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my mascara. Nothing sophisticated with mascara, so I'll probably just skip through all this part. But this is the Marc Jacobs Velour, it's called Velvet Noir mascara. My ride or die for the last couple of years. I love the wand. I love the consistency. It just grabs your lashes so good. It's so black. It doesn't clump up on the ends. Like, I love it. So, I'll go ahead and give that a whirl here. So last thing is the lips. So what I'm going to use is, this is another Fenty Beauty product, and it's called Thick, T-H-I-C-C. I love this lipstick. It's super easy. I can like throw it on and like really not even look because it's almost the same color as my lips, but it just gives it a little bit more of like a rosy, more even color. And then I'm gonna go over top of it with this, no I'm not. I'm gonna go over top of it with this. What is this? This is a Becca x Chrissy collaboration, and this is the shade Malibu Soleil. I don't know if you can see it, but this is just like another just kind of rosy, nude, kind of dusky rose color, I guess. And this is just a gloss, so I'm gonna go just right over the top. Just to add some shine and, as Tati Westbrook said, some juice up my lips. So this is it. I would wear this to dinner with some friends, to work, you know, to drinks, anywhere. I'm not a lash girl. I don't wear lashes. To me, it takes too long. I like to look a little bit more on the natural side these days. Like I said, I used to love all the makeup and all the products and all of that, but lately I've just been liking just kind of enhancing my, you know, natural face. And you know, this is me, take it or leave it. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a few things. If you guys like stuff like this, let us know. I'll be posting this on probably all of my social media platforms. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So everyone have a beautiful night or day wherever you might be. So